Welcome everybody to episode 199 of Dissonant Waves.
Hello. Trix, what are you eating for dinner?
I have meatballs and pasta.
I've got two little kind of quick burgers I've made just using a schnitzel patty. It's a schnitzel that I've turned into a patty. With one with potato salad, one with coleslaw. Is this healthy? No. Is this quick? Yes.
I had some granola bars. They were pretty good.
Hell yeah.
And it is time for us to wrap up the hundredths of this era of Dissonant Waves as we come upon our last group of things before we get to 200.
Yes.
We learned from last time when we did episode 99. We didn't pick that one.
Yeah, there were no dares being lobbied out. Like, yeah, pick everything.
For a reminder that episode 99 was 2 recordings.
Yes.
I think that is currently to date the only episode that we count as one episode that has 2 recordings.
Yes.
Yes.
We recorded it in one session, but I broke it up in the edit.
Because it was like a 4-hour podcast.
Yes, it was.
And my partner got very mad at that one because I basically was telling her to shut up for 4 hours.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to do if you want to be on someone's nice list.
Yeah, but like she knows you do this, so like it's not a surprise you're doing this.
No,
Yeah,
I guess
four,
it worked.
4
out.
hours is 4 hours is a long time to be recording, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
Like saying for 1 hour, yeah, which is our usual, like 1 to 2 hours. But when you do 4 hours of it, I can understand somebody kind of going like, "Why did that take so long?"
Yeah.
Sometimes
Especially since we haven't done that again.
that's just
I don't
where
think
things
this will be
go.
a 4 hour. I don't think this one will be a 4 hour episode.
I don't think so. Even if we do meander and go off, I don't think it'll even broach 2 hours. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We have quite a bit to talk about. Trix, you picked Tycho's Infinite Health.
Yes.
Ritz, you picked the Callous Daoboys. I don't want to see you in heaven.
That I did.
And I picked a menagerie of things, a bunch of EPs. The Howl's on 100 Feet Beneath, exploring how the Howl turned into Kali Masi with things I wore while swallowing S words and sputter following that up. I picked Veisalgia. They're basically their discography. They're 2 EPs, Extraction of the Stone of Madness and Murmuration, with a extra single just called Veisalgia. And Horse Cadaver, their first EP, Obsessed. I think we are best suited going with the odd one out here and going with Tycho.
Okay. I picked this because I didn't know it came out last year, and I figured we should cover it.
Yes, it's the first one since Simulcast, which we covered, and Weather, typically.
Yes. That it is. And it's really a return to form from with dive through epic.
I struggle to understand what a return to form means in that case. I thought this was let's not say this is a bad album by any means, but I think when it comes to what I've listened to personally in Tycho's discography, it's just the same.
Yeah, I would.
For me personally, Weather I think is the standout album. Obviously, that's the one that has lyrics on it, so it is kind of like the one that actually does stand out a bit in there. But I thought the tracks on it that had vocals actually worked well. It showed why some of these Tycho songs can work like that. And Simulcast was an interesting kind of like, okay, well, this is what it would sound like without that kind of part. But ultimately, I thought was I can't remember what my feelings were exactly then, but as I feel now, it feels just not really as needed. And that's how I feel about this personally when we kind of talk about, like, do we need to cover this? Not really. It's more or less just more Tycho. But I don't think it has that
I'm
same
always
kind
looking
of...
for an excuse to listen to more Tycho.
No, and yeah, that's fine. I mean, it works. It worked beautifully listening to this on the bus right down to the gong.
Yeah.
And the complaints of this record, I'm not into the sounds or the production on this. Because, yes, more or less of the same Tycho is still good music. It works really well, just shoving it on in the background, having kind of soundtrack your life.
I remember the first one. I think it was Weather specifically that gave me like a existential crisis, and it was like not hard to listen to, but like I was like freaking out while listening to it for some reason. And this one did not trigger that in me, so I guess that's an improvement. Like it didn't sound like mall music or like advertising music, which I feel like the last one did a little bit.
Okay.
Like there was something about it that was really ethereal and weird to me. That's my memory of it anyway.
That's kind of all of Tycho's music.
Yeah, but this was more manageable at least. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I remember a lot of what these tracks were track to track, but like I'm like, hey, I'm not struggling to keep listening to this because I'm in a bad headspace. I am fine.
The thing I really like about Tycho and this record is that there's all sorts of texture on it. Like this is just a great album full of texture.
Sorry, I would have said something there, but I was eating my burger. Texture. I mean, it's got the Tycho texture, if that could be a saying or a phrase or a description. But yeah, I'm sure if I go into some more electronic music nerds, they're gonna tell me every single layer that is involved in Tycho's music, and I'm sure there's quite a lot in this album as well. It didn't sound like something that was just cobbled together in 2 seconds. It didn't sound like someone's gone up to make some ambient noise and record it and called it that. But what you get on the surface level is not going through all those textures, you know? I wasn't finding myself listening going like, oh shit, there's everything coming in, here's a new instrument, here's a new sound or anything coming in. I don't think that's why anyone really listens to Tycho.
It's chill out music.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really something I find particularly like when I want to chill, this is what I want to listen to. If anything, I still like the song Skate, and I think I would rather put that on if I really had to choose like a Tycho thing. But even then, I don't know.
This is music for a Summoning Salt speedrunning video.
Really?
Yeah. Have you watched Summoning Salt, Dominic?
No, I'm not.
He has that kind of... Yeah, that sound kind of works.
A lot.
I guess I feel like this would work maybe in like a TikTok video with like a blurred background of like Minecraft or something. I don't know.
Monty's sprinting around my apartment.
I'm still eating my burger.
I'm sipping a THC seltzer.
Yeah, my main problem is this. I don't find this interesting enough to kind of dissect like the way I would with Weather. I think Weather it's probably a hot take in the Tycho fan base. I don't fucking care. I think Weather is his best album.
I've only listened to these 3, so I don't really have much of an opinion on that.
I think a lot of people consider like Awake to be the best Tycho album. Either that or Dive. It's one of those.
Dive is probably my favorite.
Well,
but it's usually those two, which I think Tycho fans consider the best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess you'll have to pick it, Trix.
Have I not picked Dive?
No.
I don't think you've even picked Awake.
You've not done Tycho since Simulcast was new.
Oh shit, okay. So this was kind of out of left field. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something I'm going to seek out, but...
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm on tape.
Okay.
Manny, why are you being vocal?
Zooming. He's got the grippers on because he's on the carpet.
The cat has returned to my chair.
It feels weird to go to like the criticisms that I put in of the whole hard to dissect, or like kind of, you know, not getting too interested other than just casual listening and still call this a cheese sandwich other than a blender. But I feel like it deserves a cheese sandwich in term also because the whole point of Tycho is chill out music. You are supposed to listen that way, and it's done its job like that. But still, when it comes to dissecting favorites and least favorites, like really do that.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Like, cool, they got a singer or two on this one, very briefly, but
seeming as it's done its job as chill out music and background and sorry, it's not something to just put in the background and ignore, but it is something to kind of soundtrack. And it's done that job. Calling it a blender feels like. So,
I mean,
it
I'll
gets
do
a
it.
cheese sandwich now.
I'll call it a blender.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about my own personal beliefs.
My blender is your cheese sandwich.
I will throw favorite and Consciousness Felt, which is the intro track. It's really good. Infinite Health, the title track, is pretty good too. I don't really have a least favorite. This is just really good. I enjoy Tycho. I need to put more of them on here.
I mean, if you do, I'll listen.
Alright.
But other than that, I probably won't seek it out much on my own. Though I think I do have Skates on a playlist or two.
Hell yes.
Trix, what are we doing next?
Why don't we talk about the one that I had very little to say about? The Callous Daoboys.
What?
You're fucking wrong.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I have a take.
Well, let me introduce the album.
Wait, do you have nothing to say or do you have a take? Which one is it?
I have kind of... It's a take about having nothing really to say about it.
Let me get the intro in first. Alright, so Callous Daoboys, mathcore, metalcore band. I was introduced to them by a friend, just their music, not that most people, back in about 2022. Had them on my radar for a bit. It's the first time I've actually got to listen to a full album whilst it's in the calendar year. I figured it was a pretty interesting enough album to pick. Funnily enough, my brother also told me to listen to this album. It's like, oh, have you heard the Callous Daoboys? I'm like, oh yeah, shit, they got a new album. I need to listen to that. That's my intro. Trix, you're fucking wrong.
So my take on this album is that it's an interesting concept, but you could just not pay me to give a shit about this type of metal. No matter how hard I've tried, I just cannot give a shit.
So, Dominic, we're kicking Trix off?
I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless.
This demands fucking attention and for you to give a shit.
It's not even a
fucking wild ride.
It's not even a fully metal album.
It's not, but it's interesting, and there's interesting parts to it. But like, I could take it or leave it.
You're gonna sit there and tell me you're gonna take it or leave a song like Douchebag Safari or Lemon.
Yeah.
The other question I had to ask was, did either of you understand the reference in Two-Headed Trout?
No.
With the sample at the start?
No.
Now, I can't confirm that the Callous Daoboys know of this video, but there's probably a high chance that they do, seeming of how heavily the sample was used. There is a very classic Counter-Strike video out there called Thune Too Much for Z-Block. It is probably one of the most famous frag videos of all time when it comes to Counter-Strike.
Okay.
And the video, instead of relying on this person doing like flicked shots or like sneaky quick scopes or no scopes or anything like that, it's this dude who is bee-hopping around every single map. He's got his movement down packed in such a way that he just speeds all the way to like the opposition's spawn and then kills them from behind quite easily. And it has great clips of future pros saying shit like, I hope this kid dies in his sleep. It is a fantastic... And that sample that you hear at the start of Two-Headed Trout is the first song that's used in that video.
Huh.
I have almost no doubt in my mind that the Callous Daoboys have seen that video.
I fully believe it. I mean, we're in the age of, like, people that are making shit now have been online for a while. Like...
That's also why if you go into the comments for that video, you'll see people say, this dude pushes like a fucking idiot.
It's also just as likely that maybe they've seen a Mini-Me video. We don't know.
Yeah.
That being said, yeah, I'm shocked, Trix.
This
album just goes in and out and all the time, and just I think Dominic said it best. It's a fucking roller coaster.
It's been a very long time since I've listened to an album and said, "Oh, this is a 10 out of 10."
Man, I wasn't even gonna give it a 10 myself, but So
I guess
I
we're
wasn't expecting
dissonant.
that much. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much love from Dominic, but I'm happy to get it.
Like it's like I have no notes. Like I have no complaints. Like it is why albums exist. It is a unit. It is a singular piece that is also broken up into different sections.
I mean, the whole skits in the in between the album, which makes it seem like this is just an album that's in the Museum of Failure. It seems like something that could be really egotistical or pretentious, but it's just presented so well that you just kind of go along with it. Like I think it's like the second last song or something like that, where someone's like trying to get the museum discount or something because they're a member.
Yeah,
It's just those little jokes that happen in between it.
Like it's like the first track sets it up, and then the next, 9, 11, something like that songs, something like that. 9 songs or so are just like the main part of the album, and then we get to the moment that kind of takes you out. It's like, yeah, the discount, blah 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 blah, and then we get like to the last part of the album, and that itself is just like this isolated final just moment. That's like the
cowboy song in reverse,
country song in reverse.
Shit. Yeah, country song in reverse. Sorry, like
the thing when you know the band is going for the long song, they better have a fucking reason for it, and they fucking do.
Yeah, I hate when bands do a long song that's really good, because I have to have it in my playlist and I go like, I love it, but I have to listen to it for 13 minutes. If someone bothers me in 13 minutes, which is likely, I have to pause the song.
Yeah. Having the fucking Hilton call me because, oh man, we got a deal for you on a hotel stay. Go take a vacation somewhere. Like, fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
I am literally in my emotions listening to Country Song in Reverse again for the 5th time in a row. Shut the fuck up.
Lemon as well, which is like kind of one of the softer tracks on this as well. It's weird that they kind of have like a pop rock song in the middle of this.
To kind of go further on that, like the whole kind of crux of the album is they're doing a lot of like screamo, scramsy stuff, but it's also interspersed just kind of almost randomly with some new metal, some like boy band, pop rock, math rock,
metalcore is what I'd say this kind of album's majority is. Like, yeah, new metal is well I'd fit into it.
Like there are sections that would be like perfect for like a wrestling intro, and there are sections that you would have seen on like TV when you were a kid watching like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys or some shit. It's an album that goes all over the place and has like a mind of its own.
Yeah, and put aside the fact, with a lot of metalcore singers and stuff like that, when you get to the clean vocals, that's usually what ties it all together, especially when you have that contrast. But it's still, these are fucking beautiful vocals that are coming out.
It's the thing where it's like, to compare it to a band that I quite like also, or what Origami Angel does often is really cool, in that they do their emo thing, but they do a lot of different genres. This is like taking that kind of idea and doing something more with it.
But I think this is probably the first time you said 10 out of 10 since Gami Gang, isn't it?
I don't know. Probably.
Has there been one? Yeah, has there been one in between?
Well, I mean, One Way G was such a singular thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you consider that a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10? I know you really
probably like a 9 something if we're being real, because some of the tracks were not as great. But like as an experience, it was certainly a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more just rating it, asking as an album sake.
Yeah, no, One Way G is not perfect, but this is something where I'm like, I listen to it, and I'm trying to think of like, what doesn't hit, what doesn't fuck. I'm like playing it I'm playing it in the car with people that don't like this kind of music, and they're putting up with it, and for once I don't feel bad.
It's a pretty easy album to just go start to finish, which is the thing, despite its kind of wild nature and the hour-long length in it.
Well, yeah, it doesn't feel like an hour at all.
I'm still shocked by your take here, Trix. I'm sorry, but
I know
Dominic does not want to see
it's the right take, but like I just cannot click with this at all. My brain hears the something about it, and it's just like no.
Like I was most reminded of listening to something like Mars Volta when they do stuff like Tetragrammaton, where it has all those different sections.
Yeah, I mean, this in a sense is a quite proggy album, so
which is what this kind of movement is, of like this kind of ADHD songwriting of this genre, that genre, this genre, that genre. It's really just dressed up sections of like a prog progression without being called prog.
Yeah.
And I think it's albums like this that kind of get back to its where it's like, yeah, music was like symphonic, and like a lot of music started with like the orchestra and like creating these multi-phase long pieces that captivated people, that were meant to evoke, and you can chop those up and have like stuff like Ode to Joy and whatnot come out of that. But listening to the full symphony,
I can't believe you've just compared the Callous Daoboys to like Mozart and Beethoven and
well,
you should tell them that. It's just like, you guys are the Mozart of fucking metalcore.
Someone asked, so I was in the car with somebody and he asked me, "Are you going to interview these guys?" I'm like, they're probably too famous for us, but I would sure like to try.
It's not like they're absolutely huge. I mean, the answer is that they're smaller than they should be.
Yeah, no, like this is something that is like, this should be on a major label.
Yeah, they've been around for quite a while, actually. Looking at it, like I only discovered them pretty recently, like 2023, roughly. I'd say. Like,
I had never heard of them before this year, and I heard the name before you brought them up.
Yeah,
but
I saw them on Twitter.
Released their first album in 2017, so it's been around for actually quite a bit.
Yeah,
they've opened for a couple of bigger artists, I think, but. I know they hadn't toured over in Australia, which sucks. This is the type of thing I would go to see.
I would love to see this. I would love to see them do Country Song Reverse live. Oh my god. Just play the fucking whole album live. Just figure it out. Every song like has like that moment where it's like, oh, this is really cool. Oh, they're doing this time. You know, there's like so many like little jokes in that too. Of, you know, the first 5 songs. Okay, the first one's like a spoken word kind of intro. But then like the next 4, it's like they're pretty heavy on the scrams while also doing other stuff. But then you get to Lemon, where the Lemon is just played so straight that it's almost like you're waiting for it to go back to scrams, and it doesn't. And then Body Horror for Birds also doesn't. So they lull you into that sense of like, no, maybe they're gonna go, you know, take a break. Blah, blah, blah. Then Demon of Unreality comes back in force. Like they play with you. They are doing whatever the fuck they want, but somehow making
I go back
seem
to
seamless.
Saying it as well with Lemon, where I call it the pop rock thing, but like, it's got a really fucking catchy hook to it, which isn't really much of a mathcore thing, you would think. To have that kind of thing, you know, the taste is better than the pump. My lungs are filled with beige and classic Coke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a great album.
Like,
I think we just have to kick Trix off this podcast for that take. It's sorry, Trix.
If Destroyed by the Mona Lisa, if Destroyed by the Mona Lisa isn't like a Fall Out Boy reference, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They've probably got a lot of references going on in here.
There are songs in here that sound like they are directly lifted from the Fall Out Boy era, and there are songs that there's sections that sound so close to these genres at their height that it's almost, I feel like it's almost impossible that they can do it this well. Like, there's so many ideas and so many different. It's not just impressionistic. It's not just like, oh, this is a fun little lark. This isn't just like a bossa nova core, which is great. I love that album. But it's like, you know, bossa nova core, you listen to it, like, that's nice. That's cool. That's them doing their little like jazz bossa nova thing. Moving on. This is wrapping it all up and being like, this is a lot. This is messy, but it's also unified and meant to be this way.
I'm happy to move on to favorites and least favorites here, Dominic, if you haven't got anything else. Also, I'm happy to also just let you rant. You seem to be having a fun time here.
I mean, God, like, I would. How do you listen to a song like Country Song in Reverse, Trix, and come away from that with nothing?
Well, this is
We've
a
got her
hard
now.
album to digest, especially when I'm running around a kitchen. And it's not a sound I particularly search for or enjoy, if that makes sense.
There's more to life than just
And
working, Trix.
I know.
Like
But-
working at the museum. Well, let's move on to favorites and least favorites. So I'm assuming, Trix, you don't really have any since you
I don't mean to bully you. I'm just so shocked.
I do mean to bully you.
It's just not for me.
Favorites for me personally: Two-Headed Trout, Schizophrenia Legacy, Lemon, Distracted by the Mona Lisa, and Country Song in Reverse. Least favorites probably something like Idiot Temptation Force.
All favorites, no least favorites. Like, it's a more of a question of how many songs are going to be at my top love the list at the end of the year. Like, where are they going to land in my top 25 whatever songs?
And
But so far, this is your number one.
Somehow, when I thought Raccoon City pretty much had it locked for a while, this has already come along and be like, okay, Raccoon City is a really good number 2.
And I will just give a shout out to the museum theming.
I love the museum theming. That also that evokes like the history narrative, man. I think that's really cool.
I would like that in a better album. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Alright, what are we moving on to next, Dominic?
Ritz,
Actually,
you
know what?
pick.
This is my album's.
You pick.
It's my album, so I should pick the next one.
It's all my stuff now, actually. So.
Yeah. Let's get it out of the way, because I think this is the one that's the least to talk about, and I can't pronounce the name again, so I assume you know what I mean by that.
Veisalgia.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is the spin-off of Grief Eater that's more like a hardcore thing. About less than probably 10 minutes in length for between 2 EPs and a single.
I like it.
It's hardcore. Hardcore is always usually good as long as you feel like it feels like it's earnest, which does feel that way. The single, the self-titled 2024, way too on the nose. Like I understand hardcore is about politics and everything like that, and you got to spout as much and usually in a quick period of time. I understand that, and obviously I fucked with that because that's what hardcore is. That being said, that one was just a little bit too on the nose. Where I'm like, okay,
yeah, and like they have
I
some,
agree, but it's like,
yeah, they have some pretty like stuff where I feel like you only know it if you fucking live in Chicago with half of this shit, and it's good. But something like the title track is very much on the nose, and maybe that's to get them more listeners. Who knows?
it seems like that's a fine way to do an intro to your gigs and everything like that.
Yeah,
Saying like, hey, here's the band, this is the year, this is our politics and everything like that. That's a fantastic way to open up a gig. But that's just like a single that's just released. It's kind of like, okay, well, okay, and that's what I'm judging it off. It's a little hard to listen to. I always hate saying that about stuff when I agree with the politics that they're talking about.
I can't really disagree because I think it's an intro track. It's a way to have people know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
It doesn't need to be an actual track.
No.
but then it's like I listen to this like Lori's House, and I'm like, oh yeah, talking about fucking former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. That must be what that is. Okay.
My favorite photo of former Chicago Lori Lightfoot is the one that was taken like immediately right after the election, where she's walking out of a CVS big 24 rack of Modelo's.
Yeah.
You know what? It's good that I did find a least favorite out of all of this, because the rest is just kind of in that whole same hardcore blender, and that's what it's a take. I see enough hardcore shows. I think most hardcore music sounds the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Now,
yeah,
nothing wrong with that, because hardcore is a lot more than just the music. There's a lot more things happening to it. And there are some acts which I think deservingly get the success that they have, because they have branched out their sound. Speed has definitely done some work to make sure that they stand out in the crowd. Turnstile, obviously the biggest hardcore band that we have right now. I mean, yeah, they've gone more into the post-hardcore side, but they definitely still have a lot of that kind of hardcore sound going on. And they definitely don't sound like most of the bands going in and there.
I made the reference when I brought this up, but this is like their deep heart. Like, this is the Origami Angel doing a thing kind of thing, which is a vague way to say it. But like, Depart was very quick and very simple in the same way that hardcore is. Like, for Origami Angel, it's cool because it's a different side of them. This being like a spin-off of Grief Eater and just being Eric and Lucas, like it's kind of a similar track, but also it's kind of its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are way more basketball references with Matchless Bucelis on the second EP. The first one has the whole story of the rock, story of Illinois going throughout it, which is kind of a little fun treat, just kind of interspersed. But yeah, they do things to kind of make it fun to listen to, but beyond just like, yeah, I agree with the politics, I agree with what they're doing, I like the vibe. I think Lucas is a really interesting voice for hardcore. Other than that, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have too much else to say. Like, it's good shit. You should listen to it. I like their artwork.
Good artwork, yeah.
It's all cassette ready.
Hell yes.
Like
Trix, what are we doing next?
Yeah, like no favorites, least favorites, yeah, like Callous Daoboys, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Howl.
The Howl. 900 Feet Beneath. The EP I would put on. I feel like this doesn't really line up in my head anymore because I know it only took me like 15 minutes to get to classes when I was in like my community college. But I put this on, and by the time I was at school, the EP would be over. And like, that was great. Now I can go to class. And
hell yeah.
Honestly, for me, it's fucking held up. It's 13 years later.
It's a cool little album. I love that it's... You can't call this one a blender. It goes through quite a lot of different genres in the heavy sound. Like, it starts off kind of more as a hard rock, and I believe I got the sound right. I'm just trying to remember them all. But then it had like some Midwest emo going to there, and then it changed its sound quite a bit over 7 tracks. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And like, I went to school with the drummer, John Garrison. It was like cool. Like, that was back when that was still like, oh, I went to school with a musician. Look, he put out a thing. I gotta listen to it. And that's how we got into what became Kali Masi. And in some ways, I do like what Kali Masi has done, but in some ways, they also have not matched what this is. I think there is something that's really cool about this EP, that the way their sound has evolved, it doesn't touch what this does.
Fair enough.
Like, Dinner with Bentham, I think, is my favorite track here, and it's just, it's like a show-stopping moment. It's like a climactic thing that nothing else they've done really has. But then you have songs like Lion Weight and Flowers and Reindeer Games, where it's like they know enough, even in this early stage, to imbue their songs with something original, something memorable. That, for better or worse, I mean, at least if you keep listening to it like many times, like I did, they stick with you. And I don't know if anything else they've done since then universally has that same appeal.
Fair enough.
I don't really have much else to say. It feels like a young band doing an album. It was interesting. I like that they didn't just stick into one sound and say that's it, that's all we're doing. Does this really stand up as much as stand out or hold up as much as you say it does? It probably does hold up. I probably would think it's the same quality as it was when it came out. Yeah, it's an interesting little time capsule.
It's something that I can just kind of like break out and have a good time with. It's not like a favorite of the era. It's like just one of those, like, for what this is, this fucks.
Yeah.
It's always cute seeing a little time capsule into these bands from however long ago. See them it looks like there are still some people, 30 monthly listeners, that have held on to this band.
Yeah.
I would love to know, do they know that Kali Masi exists, or to them is it just, oh, well, the Howl was this cool little thing?
Oh.
And, like, I include, we can talk about the other tracks if you want. You don't really have to. I just thought it was really fun because there were the Howl versions of those things. Like, I have a 7-inch somewhere of things I learned while swallowing S words with the Howl on it. And now you look on, like, Bandcamp and it's all Kali Masi. This is the only thing that is definitively the Howl at this point.
Gotcha.
Favorites for me off this, probably Reindeer Games and Flowers. Least favorites, probably something like Lion Weight.
My least favorite Tapioca, but my favorite's Dinner with Bentham.
Favorites is probably Dinner with Bentham. The release favorites.
Hell yeah. Are you really getting through this?
Yeah, no, this is a quick episode this week.
Alright, last one. Horse Cadaver. Obsessed. It was teased when we interviewed Cameron in the Raccoon Love interview that he mentioned he was working on something new.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, they started teasing it. And I started listening to the little teases and previews, and I got immediately interested. And shortly enough, a couple months later, we have the first effort from Horse Cadaver, which is Cam and somebody else. Not Nathan.
This is good.
Yes.
It's not great, but it's good. It's probably
good.
The production's better from Raccoon Love style. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't think this comes out as one of the standout EPs of the year, but I think when it comes to the context of Raccoon Love and going into this is, it's not the exact same sound or anything like that. It's a bit more trying to stand off in its own, whilst Raccoon Love obviously was a bit following in the steps of Petite League. Yeah, I mean, fun little quick listen. I give it a thumb up.
It's so different to me that I'm kind of just shocked that one personnel change and it's like this whole new thing is happening. Like, Raccoon Love and Horse Cadaver seem like different bands, and yes, I get that. But, like, I'm shocked.
Well, I mean, what was that other side project that Lorenzo was in for like one song?
Wasn't it like it was like the one with the mask or something, like No Mask.
Defang, yeah.
Yes. No.
Defang.
Yeah. It's a little bit like that.
That was also technically a one-person lineup change.
Yeah. I mean, he just did the vocals on that.
Yeah.
And this is like a whole new thing. I don't know, like...
Is it even still on streaming?
Is it?
I don't think it is.
Interesting.
It's not on YouTube Music.
Yeah, I don't see Defang. Yeah. Interesting.
Hold up.
Is it all gone? Probably, yeah. They're probably.
It's still on.
Yeah, it's still on Bandcamp.
Still the only song they've released.
And that, yeah.
Written and released before the pandemic. Wear a mask.
What a horribly timed thing to release in February of 2020.
I read the fucking lyrics. I might rip off my mask tonight. I might end a Proud Boys night. I might rip off my mask tonight. I might end the night.
Yeah, they were going for the political thing. Like, they're not fucking around. And in some ways, the heavier sound change kind of reflects what Horse Cadaver is doing versus Raccoon Love.
Yeah.
I think this EP really gets going at the end when we get to Twink Rebirth and Sludge. Like, the first 3 songs are pretty good, they're fine. But the last 2 are like, oh, there is something here.
Yes.
Like, there was actually something here. Like, Sludge is like a really, really beautiful acoustic song.
Yes.
Actually, oh, like, holy shit. Like, this is really, really fucking good. And Twink Rebirth is really fun, and I like it. Part of me wishes it was mixed even heavier, because I feel like I can hear a, like, fucking bass-heavy fucking, like, almost nu metal level of production brought to it. But on its own, I also am like, this is pretty good. The second band we've had that talks about Resident Evil, even though Raccoon City is more of a reference in name.
It could also be a reference to Raccoon Love.
Well, I mean, the song Leon is about Leon Kennedy.
You're right. I am. It's almost 5 a.m.
Yeah, but this EP shows a lot of potential. The last two songs also might end up on my end year list because I think they're really, really fucking good.
They are.
And I am super impressed. I really like what's going on here. I like the darker turn. I like also just the social media presence that they have is like so not this. It's very funny. They're doing more wacky comedy bits, and I'm very much here for it. Have the videos Cameron's in. He's just like, "Hi, I'm Horse from Horse Cadaver." It's like, yeah, of course you are. Who else would you be?
Yeah.
Yeah, their Instagram page is pretty good. Ritz, I get a sense you don't have much else to say.
Nah, I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was, much more than what you've said anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in that case, like I said, favorites are Twink Rebirth and Sludge. Least favorite, I'll probably go with like Under the Skin.
I'm gonna disagree.
Although I do like the Luna chorus. That's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. No real least favorites. This is just a really fun little EP.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to interview Horse Cadaver at some point.
Yes.
Just bring him back. Just be like, all right, part 2. Horse Cadaver, huh?
He'd probably be down for it.
I think it'd be very funny.
It's time to rank the albums.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'll go first. Least favorite. It's probably going to be the Veisalgia. Then I'm going to do the Howl. Then I'm going to do Tycho. Then I'm going to do Horse Cadaver. Then I'm going to do Callous Daoboys.
I will do.
Go ahead, Domino.
I will do Extraction of the Stone of Madness at the bottom, Veisalgia, then Murmuration, then Tycho, and then like the other 3 are like so much like I nothing was bad this week. I don't want to give that impression, but the other 3 are so much higher for me. Like Horse Cadaver, I really like. The Howl EP is a classic for me personally in my life, and like I already said, I don't want to see what happens at 10 out of 10.
I will put the Callous Daoboys at the bottom. Blasphemy, I know. Then I'm going to throw down. We'll go the Howl, Veisalgia, and then Horse Cadaver, and I'll put Tycho up top.
Oh my god! All right.
Well,
we can't fix that.
What we're doing.
Yeah, assuming
this one up quick,
assuming everything goes right, next one will be episode 200, and we're bringing back some fan favorite guests on the show. Mini-Me will be there, Corey will be there, which means we're gonna have 5 albums on the docket.
Oh yes,
and we've all talked about what they are already. So if you two want to introduce yours, go ahead.
I've picked the Australian emo classic Jebediah's Slightly Odd Way.
And I picked the late 2000s indie classic, Fleet Fox's Self-Titled.
And because I am the weirdo that I am, I went back to Health and did their second album, Get Color. Meanwhile, Pete picked Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon, The End of Day, which I'm assuming it's The End of Day. He didn't actually say that part, but I'm guessing that's what that is. And then Corey picked Silverstein's This Is How the Wind Shifts, Addendum. Which I believe they're a band that's based on Shel Silverstein, at least in name, correct?
I wouldn't know.
Probably. With that, though, that brings us to the end of our episode.
Hell yeah.
I've been Ritalin. You can catch me in the links below.
Yeah.
I have been Trix, and you can catch me somewhere.
And I am Dominic. I am on Blue Sky at DACICHOCKI, just like my other social media presence that I've talked about previously. Dissonant Waves is also on Blue Sky, on the other site, on YouTube. We have other things as well. Check out the links in the description for more.
Indeed.
And with that, stay tuned for episode 200. Have a good time, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.